Everybody, it's Chris. I know we haven't done an Anna video in quite a while. Just for a really long time, she's just only really been doing clothing hauls and vacation trips and stuff. I don't watch those too often. She's kind of not talked about running or anything again, her health. I think she's regaining weight, and I know recently she started this lipedema thing, which, let's be real, she definitely has it. And she posted a couple shorts about it, and I might throw that into this video or talk about it, maybe not. But it was basically her saying that she has no more regular weight to lose, that all of her weight on her body at this point is lipedema. That is just not true, and she knows it, and her doctors didn't say it, and if they did, they are liars and they need fired. But so she uploaded this last night titled, "I'm having surgery." So we're gonna listen to it and see what she has to say, and I am assuming it is in fact about her lipedema. So she is sped up for time a little bit. I'll link her full video down below, and let's get into it. Thank you guys who have been joining the channels, subscribing, watching the videos. All my returning viewers, you guys are great. We are creeping up to 1,800 subs now. It's amazing, and you guys rock. I just want to take a minute to tell you that, and let's get into it.
In 1 week, I am having surgery to address my lipedema. I am trying to smile through it, and I'm trying to live through it, but I am crying a lot.
Oh God, cue the sad music and the pity stuff. And like, I'm not saying she shouldn't be upset about her lipedema. Lipedema is a very, well, it's a little understood condition, but we do know enough about it at this point to kind of get a grasp on what causes it, what triggers it, ways to treat it. But it is not completely curable. I don't think it's preventable. That's all stuff that may hopefully come down the line. But Anna doesn't do a lot to help herself, and we'll get into that. If you hear noises in the background, my kiddo's here. He's going to be playing video games and stuff while we're waiting for the guy across the road at the little park area to stop mowing the grass. And as always, Frodo's here beside me. After I get this uploaded and edited, we're going to go take a walk. We didn't get to yesterday because of the rain, so we need to play catch up today. Anyways, you didn't need to know that. You didn't ask to know it, but there that is.
I can't help feeling like a failure.
She looks like she's regaining weight. She really does. I think she lost maybe about 70 pounds, 75 pounds because of the Wegovy. And I don't know if she's not on it anymore or what's going on. But she never lost weight because of her actual changes in her habits, particularly her eating. And it looks like she's gaining weight back. And let me hear what she said here.
I can't help feeling like a failure. And I know sharing this, I am going to get shredded online. I know that is what so many people are going to do.
But Anna, when it comes to your weight and your size and your health, you are a failure. You, like, make no bones about it. Lipedema sucks. It is fat that is not reactive to typical weight loss methods and stuff like that. But her lipedema would have never gotten to the major state it is if she had never allowed herself to be so big and gain so much excess weight. If there is not, what happens with lipedema is normal fat becomes fibrotic and stuff and turns into that lipedema fat, that resistant fat. If you don't have that fat on your body, it's not there to be turned into lipedema, and she would probably have had it, but to a much less severe degree. You know what I mean? And she's never taken care of her health. I mean, at one point she did try to lose weight and get healthy, but she's never addressed her issues with food ever. And that's the one thing she needs to do. All this exercise bullshit is just that. It's bullshit. Exercise is great. It serves a lot of purposes, but it is not what is going to cause her to lose weight in the end. She started losing weight only when she started taking a Wegovy because it didn't allow her to eat as much.
I'm not the problem. The condition is the problem.
No, Anna, you are the problem. Your condition is the problem. It now is. Because of decisions and lifestyle choices you have made for years. And I know it's like a painful condition. It's like a condition women get worried about the aesthetics. And I feel for her. I feel for her that she has to deal with this and stuff, but this is the hand she was dealt. So she really should have tried to nip this in the bud a long time ago. So, quit acting like you're this innocent victim of a circumstance that you have no control over. You had 90% of the control, Anna. And here you are just crying, poor me. I'm not the problem. The condition's the problem. Yeah, well, you made the condition a stage 4 or stage 5, whatever grade and level your lipedema is at. It's because of your choices. If you would have maintained a healthy body weight and eaten healthy foods and eaten an appropriate diet for lipedema, which is an anti-inflammatory, low carbohydrate, ketogenic diet. That's the gold standard right now, guys. But just even a general anti-inflammatory diet helps. You wouldn't have got to the point you're at. Okay, so you need to take some accountability and say, my body is not this sentient being separate from yourself. Your body is you. It is what you've done to it. Like, I know they don't like to hear that, and you're mean, you're a jerk, blah, blah, blah. I'm not like shaming her for having lipedema. Yes, she can't help that she has it, but the degree it's at is 100% her doing.
And that's hard because, like, as a bigger body, you're just gaslit your whole life to feel
you're
like...
You're not a bigger body, Anna. You made your body bigger. You didn't absorb calories out of the freaking atmosphere. You ate way too much for too long. You eat too much, too many bad things, and that's just how it is. Your body is not this thing that makes choices and decisions separate from you. Your body is what you made it.
You're the problem.
You are. Sorry, I'm going to be that person. You are. Sad, whiny, boo. And I'm sorry, I'm telling you, if you expect pity and pandering and fat acceptance, if you're new around here, click off this video now, because you're not going to find it here, and I'm just going to make you mad, and I don't want to do that.
But on one hand, people are telling you it is all your fault, and you are the problem, and you are making choices.
And they're correct, Anna. Like I said, it's not your fault that you have lipedema. That happens, that happened to you. But the severity and the stage it's at is 100% you.
That led you to this. And on the other hand, you have a community of people who are telling you you were just meant to be big, don't do anything about it.
And those people are the ones that hate you, Anna. Those people hate themselves, and they hate you, and they want to drag you down with them. You know what I mean? Your body is not meant to be bigger. Your body, Anna, is meant to be bigger in the sense that it's meant to be taller, because you are a naturally tall woman. Your body is not meant to naturally be morbidly obese. Nobody's is. Not even obese. Not even significantly overweight. Your bodies are meant to be within a fairly generalized size, as far as like being leaner. We are built to move and run and hunt and forage and do things like that. You can't do that as an extremely obese or morbidly obese person. If that was the case, bless you, honey, kiddo's back there sneezing, our our species would have died out years, thousands of years, millennia ago, because we wouldn't have been able to do the things physically required of us to procure food and shelter and safety and survive.
And guess what? Both of those are wrong.
I don't think they both are.
My only regret at this point, especially after getting everyone kind of telling me that, I'm stage 4, which is like the worst.
Yeah, and you could have kept it to a point where it was only at like stage 1 or stage 2, Anna. Not everybody who has lipedema, and like that's what I mean. That's why I'm doing a lipedema video. I don't want people who have, like, women who have lipedema to see something like this and think, holy shit, I'm doomed. I have lipedema. She does all the right things. I'm going to end up, and I'm not trying to be mean here, but they're going to say, I'm going to end up looking like her. And you aren't doomed to that just because you have lipedema. And in my video on lipedema, I will show you several examples that is true.
You are not a failure if you seek treatment.
You're not a failure if you seek treatment, Anna. No, not at all. I think you needed to seek treatment for your lipedema a long time ago. You should have been doing your compression wraps and massages and all of those things. Maybe you did and you just didn't mention it, but since you didn't tell us, we have to assume you didn't. And the other thing you needed to do was lose weight and manage your diet, not just eat whatever the hell you want and lose some weight because of a medicine. You needed to actually eat a proper diet, especially one specifically good for lipedema, and lose as much of your excess body weight as you could until you got down to a healthy body weight. And you didn't do it. So I'm sorry. That's why I don't think surgery is good for her. I don't think it's a good choice for her now, because there's still so much excess regular fat on her body. And a lot of the times they don't do like the lipedema liposuction when you have a ton of weight to lose, because that's more normal fat they have to go through. They suck some of that up so that the treatment isn't as accurate as, like, it's not as effective as collecting the actual lipedema fat. There's more tissue there that can swell and bruise and scar. That's why for lipedema they do like a water assisted liposuction. I think it's called tumescent liposuction, because they use water when they do the procedure, because it helps minimize scarring and stuff like that, because it's a very invasive procedure and you have to have a lot of it done to get rid of all this lipedema tissue. And when you have that much excess body fat on you, it's just a little bit pointless, and it's a little more risky. And I think it's better to be done after you're at least a little bit closer to a healthier body weight. I mean, Anna's still super morbidly obese. Jesus.
You are not a failure if you accept your condition. You are not a failure if you want to stop the pain.
No, you're not. You're not at all. And I'm not saying you're a failure because of that. I'm saying you're a failure because it's your fault it got this bad, and it's your fault that you don't want to actually make changes to do what you need to do, because you're getting the surgery, Anna. But are you going to actually start eating right and losing weight? Are you going to do that? Probably not. You're probably just going to depend on the surgery. Whatever it takes off, and then not change. And then guess what? The tons of excess fat you still have remaining will just turn into more of the lipedema fat. So it's like you're in order to really manage your pain and your symptoms and this condition, you gotta lose weight. You have to. It's not negotiable.
There is always going to be someone that wants me to be a villain, but I don't.
Oh my God, she's such a victim. They want me to be a failure. Yeah, because we're sitting here, I'm telling you things that you may think are mean, but they're true. It's harsh, but it's true. It's stuff you need to hear. And the people in your life who love you should be saying this to you. Your doctor, Anna, I'm sorry, you cannot convince me. I know when you did your run lab thing and you do all this stuff, you never say that your doctors mention your weight. You act like it's not your weight is not a problem for you, that they don't mention it all. But you cannot pay me any amount of money in the world to believe that your doctor has not brought up that your excess weight is an issue in general with your overall health, but that it doesn't complicate and make things worse for this whole lipedema situation. Because if he doesn't, he's a horrible doctor who should lose his license to practice, and he's doing you he's harming you, Anna. He, she, whoever it is, they should be harping on you big time about your excess weight.
I don't need to be that villain in my life anymore. I don't need to be the person that's mean to me
Anna, you are the biggest villain in your own life. I'm sorry.
anymore. I don't need to be that.
What a pity me, girl. All these little black, that's her video, these long black pauses. That's not me editing wrong. These are all from Anna.
Week, I am having surgery to address my lipedema.
You said that.
And I felt like I needed to come and just explain why and how I got to this point. About 2 years ago, I started talking about my health journey. And in the beginning, I was really open about everything going on. But as time went on, there was just so much criticism, and it affected my mental health. And
yeah, because she doesn't want to hear what she needs to hear, that her health is never going to improve, and the biggest thing that will improve it is her losing weight and changing her eating habits. And she doesn't want to hear that. Also, she has built her brand so much on a foundation of body positivity and fat acceptance that she has to worry about saying anything to do with wanting to improve her health that is associated with her weight in any way, because they will crucify her, they will cancel her and come for her. And this is her brand. This is how she makes her money. It's her living, although she is kind of like a trust fund baby, so she wouldn't be hurting. She'd never end up destitute. But so she has to watch and feel guilty anything she says about weight, health, etc. And that's a horrible position to be in, because now she has no wiggle room.
also was afraid that I would start making decisions based on what people thought of me versus what was actually best for me. So I decided at that point to pull back and to allow myself the time to make the right decisions.
And you pull back because you want to put your head in the sand and go, la 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 la, I can't hear you, I don't care, I can't hear you, I'm not listening, because you don't want to hear the truth. Because most people, what do they say, Anna? You need to lose weight, you need to eat healthier, and you don't want to hear that.
With the intention of maybe not ever sharing it. But now I feel a responsibility to share it, because I genuinely feel like I dealt with my condition too late, and I can be honest about that. And
I don't think it's ever too late. I mean, it's at a bad stage. It's never too late to start treating it. So I don't want her to think that. There's all, it's never too late. You can always start treating it. But I think she's known for a long time what she's needed to do. Anna has looked up on the internet best treatments for lipedema, what helps with lipedema, and she's talked to doctors and stuff, and that's the diet and the eating and the weight loss, and she just doesn't want to do it. So she literally just ignores it.
Working on not punishing myself for that, because I think it's an unfair thing to punish myself for, but it's something I deeply feel right now. Therapy is great, I'll get through it, but right now I'm not.
Good, she needs therapy for that, and there's no shame in going to therapy. And I'm not saying you should actually punish yourself, but damn it, these people who only love themselves and coddle themselves and you're so amazing, you're so perfect, blah, 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 blah. And they there should be some degree of self-critique and self-criticism. Hold yourself to some sort of a freaking standard.
And if I can help somebody else get the treatment and care they need and figure out how to do that, I want to be that person because I don't want anyone else to go through what I'm going through right now.
You're a bad example though, Anna. You shouldn't be giving anyone that advice, because the first thing they do, they don't jump straight into surgery. They work on lifestyle habits, walking and stuff to keep your mobility up, stretching and diet and weight loss and other things like that for circulation and pain management and comfort, wrapping your legs, things like that to help with circulation and stuff like that. In the lymphatic massages, they don't jump straight to surgery. There's a lot that you do before just going into surgery.
So I have lost about 100 pounds.
No, you didn't. I think you lost about 70, 75. And that's good. I don't care that it was assisted by a medicine. If you need it, you need it. Good, take it. But the problem is she only lost it because the drug. She didn't make any actual changes in her lifestyle and her eating habits and her food choices. And now she's maxed out and she does look like she is regaining.
And in January, I stopped losing weight.
And honestly, she still has about 250 pounds to lose at least. She should not be at a point where she stopped losing weight. She should still be losing weight. She's got weight. She's still super morbidly obese. She has not lost all the weight she has.
I was taking Wegovy. I know I've never talked about my medication before, but it is important to the story.
Well, and you weren't transparent about that, Anna. You made that very hidden and kind of seedy. So don't act like, oh, it's so important that that's transparent. You never really came out and actually said that on YouTube. People had to dig to find that.
I'm going to talk about it here, and I'm not endorsing anything. You should go see your doctor for any medical treatment. It's just important to the storyline.
True.
So I've been on the Wegovy for about, I'm going to say 8 months, and I just stopped losing weight. And I was...
Because you're still eating too much, Anna. You're still eating way too much to be maintaining that size.
Keeping around an 1,800 to 2,000 calorie diet, and
That is bullshit. Now, I know it is a fact that lipedema fat does not respond to traditional calorie restriction, diet, and exercise. There are some... there is some speculation that at some point it eventually will, but it would require somebody to probably like essentially starve and get to an extremely unhealthy body. It would be bad. So, it's not going to react to the calorie restriction and whatever, but she isn't restricting calories that much. And this woman is not eating 1,800 to 2,000 calories a day, because even though the lipedema, the lipedema tissue itself is not moving, all of the other fat is still going to respond to traditional weight loss methods. And she still has hundreds of pounds of excess normal fat on her body to lose. And if she's not, there's no way. She is not eating 1,800 to 2,000 calories a day. And this is the stuff that's a lie and that is disingenuous.
Training for my 5K. And if you haven't seen that video, I'll link it down below just so you can get an idea of like what I was doing.
And you know, good on her. I think it's really irresponsible and dangerous of her to pretend to be running and encourage people her size to run, because hello, Anna, your size has limitations. But I think it's good. She should have been walking or swimming, but I think it's good that she wanted to go out and be active and do movement. That is in itself really good, but she wasn't doing size appropriate activity.
And that was weird. That was unusual. And I was tracking just like everything according to what I needed to be my best and healthiest self. And so it was very frustrating.
No, you weren't. No, you didn't. No, you weren't.
So my doctor was like, well, maybe we'll try a different medication. Zepbound goes up higher in its dosages. Maybe you just need a higher dosage.
Why didn't this doctor say, Anna, we need to try you eating less? Guess what? Sometimes there's conditions that make it that while somebody else that is your same size and everything, but have different metabolic health and stuff than you, they might lose weight on 2,000 calories a day and you don't. So guess what? Like, I'm the same way with my extreme like PCOS and insulin resistance. Somebody my size and height, activity level may lose weight on 1,600 calories a day, but because I have these conditions that really F with my hormones, I may need to cut down to 11 or 1,200 calories a day. And that sucks, but that's just the nature of my circumstance. And then as I lose weight and I get more metabolically and hormonally healthy, the weight will come off a little easier, and then I'll be more, quote, like normal. But some conditions make it so that you just have to restrict more than others. You are not sticking to an 1,800 to 2,000 calorie a day diet. I'm sorry you weren't. And if that wasn't working, then guess what? You needed to suck it up and take it down to like maybe 1,500 to 1,800 calories a day. And people go, oh my God, oh, that's starving. She's gonna go into starvation mode. No, she's not. She's got enough excess body fat that she will be okay, especially when she's under a doctor's supervision.
We went on Zepbound, and by we I mean I went on Zepbound.
She never mentioned that, guys.
Nobody else joined me. It wasn't like a collective, but I ended up having a really bad allergic reaction, and it also made me hungry versus stabilizing my appetite. So it was not good for me. And I also started to have like pain, and we thought that that was related to the allergic reaction, because allergic reactions can cause inflammation and all kinds of other things. Didn't pay any mind to it, detoxed off of medication, went back onto Wegovy, and then I felt great again. Still wasn't losing weight. So
because you were eating too much, Anna. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but that's the reality of it.
My doctor was like, maybe it's just a plateau. Just keep going. And I did. And in June, whenever I went to the doctor in LA, like 2 weeks previously, I can't even remember when that was. So, oh gosh. I want to say it's March, but that could be wrong. It could also be April. It's all a blur right now. But what happened is I went to the doctor again, still wasn't losing weight. So she was like, we're going to try a different medicine combo, but
this woman is so in denial. This is almost sad.
I think you need to see somebody about your lipedema.
He hasn't talked about that before. Anna, you should have been seeing somebody for lipedema when you were diagnosed with it, since you've known you had it as an adjunct to your weight loss.
Before we make any big decisions. And I was like, okay. And I literally just felt like they're going to tell me the same things that I've heard from every doctor. And I've heard about my lipedema from my obesity specialist, which is who I was seeing, my vascular surgeon, because of like my spider veins and circulatory issues as a result of lipedema. Also from
lipedema can cause a lot of different venous issues too.
My care doctor. And I just felt like it was going to be like the dry brushing, the self-lymphatic massage, wearing compression socks, compression pants if I can find ones that fit me correctly, which I couldn't at the time, changing my diet, which I'd already done.
You didn't change your diet that much though, Anna, and your change in diet it should be extremely low carbohydrate or ketogenic, and we go over that in my lipedema video. There are actual like physiological reasons why a ketogenic diet helps with this condition. It's not just because, ew, people hate carbs, they're carb haters. No, there is science behind it. And it also just requires you to eat less.
Exercising, maybe reducing the high impact stuff. Like I knew that's what I was going to hear.
Yeah, just do like walking, swimming, things like that. Plus she just has to worry about the integrity of her load bearing joints, and her heart and cardiovascular system are under an immense amount of strain. I didn't expect anything different, right? So I went in, and I also wanted to know like when I was ready, how much would surgery cost and all of that. I saw several doctors. And we'll talk about that in a different video, but I did see... Did you like doctor shop until you found one that told you what you wanted to hear?
Several doctors, and every single one of them said the same thing.
Okay.
Which was that I was very close to losing mobility, which was extremely shocking to me because...
How is that shocking to Anna? Okay.
I felt great. I didn't have pain.
I'm sorry. I don't believe that this woman feels great and doesn't have pain. And I'm not being an asshole about that. I believe she has legitimate pain. She has horrible mobility issues. She thinks she's a super active, fit queen, but her mobility is extremely hindered. Her gait is extremely hindered because of her size. It doesn't surprise me that would be an issue. But you can't tell me that she feels great and doesn't have pain. I'm sure it's awful to be in her body, and that's like no way for anybody to live.
I my inflammation was like under control. So I was like, I'm
No,
fabulous.
it's not, Anna. As long as you're super morbidly obese and eating what you eat, you have chronic inflammation. You do.
That's right. But every single one of them is like, ugh, you need to deal with this soon.
Yes.
And so, the first time I heard it, I was like, okay. Second time I heard it, I was like, you make a good point. Third time I heard it, I actually started to get scared. So
it took you 3 times. Like, see, this is what I talk about with the putting the head in the sand about stuff.
I made the decision that during the summer is the slowest time of year for me work-wise. It made the most sense to, if I was going to do it then. So I made the decision to have surgery, scheduled the appointment, and started the process of prepping for surgery.
And guys, though, it's like a little misleading. It's not going to take just one surgery. This takes several procedures over a period of time. It's not just like a one and done surgery. And like I said, the surgery is going to be useless if she doesn't lose at least a large portion of the excess fat that she still has left, because she is not all lipedema fat. She tried to make it sound like in that short, the doctors told her that she has no normal adipose tissue on her body anymore, that all of the rest is lipedema. And I'm sorry, that's just not true. It's not true.
And again, I'm still feeling pretty good at this point. As part of surgery protocol, you have to go off GLP-1s and several other medications.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, because they slow your gastric emptying. And if they have to sedate you in any way, there's a risk of food being in your stomach still, and there's a risk of you aspirating.
Just because they thin the blood or they can cause problems with anesthesia. I started to go off of the Wegovy. And it's been really, honestly, terrible. I don't have another word for it.
Because you didn't use that medicine as a tool to help you while you learned to eat less and make better lifestyle and dietary changes. That's why it's so hard for people who don't do that, and then they come off and then it's like, boom, they just go back to their old ways, and it's a nightmare for them.
I don't want this to be a cry video, but it really is a cry video, because I started to really feel the condition in my body in a way, like I always had some pain. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I have a really high pain tolerance, and that is just a symptom of the life I've lived. But this was
it's a symptom of her size. Yeah. And like I said, I don't deny she probably has horrible pain. And like I said, that's horrible for her.
New, and this was hard. And it felt as if I had regressed all the way back. The first week I was off it, I started to just have pain in my legs, feeling like a giant bruise. Data couldn't lie next to me, couldn't lie on my lap. The second week I was off it, I started to have difficulties like walking distances. For me, walking 5 to 6 miles a day was pretty normal. It was something I did.
I don't believe that. I'm sorry. I just don't believe she just so easily and casually walks 5 to 6 miles a day. I don't.
That's what my Apple Watch told me.
She's more active than the other girls, but yeah.
And now I was walking like 2-3 miles, and things started.
I don't believe that.
To really hurt. My workouts started to become really hard. Even when I asked my trainer to like reduce the workout weights, I couldn't do them. Like it was as if my muscles had just magically atrophied. I am afraid that a lot of the work I've done on my mobility and the way my body works to kind of help counter my hyperextension may be gone. I have a feeling it's gone because I'm starting.
But Anna, that's the problem, is you haven't made all this progress that you think you've made. You've done some, yes, I give you credit, and that's great. But you could have helped yourself so much more by getting this excess weight off. It's literally weight that's holding you back and holding you down. And like her whole life would be so different if she would just get out of this delusion.
Starting to have pain in my ankle again, and I haven't had pain in my ankle.
And make no bones about it, guys. I'm sorry to stop again. If she loses her mobility and becomes immobile, she's, pardon my language, she's fucked. It's gonna go really downhill. That's not a good thing. So I don't wish that for her, and I hope that doesn't happen to her.
I have to do this assessment in like a couple days, and I am like terrified she's going to tell me that I'm locking my legs again, because I worked so freaking hard to not do that. But it's just my body trying to...
Anna, you're still barely mobile, so I don't...
stop the pain I'm living in. I now wake up every day in pain.
Anna, and then, like, okay, my God, this is... I'm sorry, I just hit my stand. This is what is, like, so tragic about the brainwashing of the freaking fat acceptance movement. She is suffering so badly, and if she could just admit to herself, okay, I am in this position because of my choices. It happened. I can change it. I can make my situation a lot better. But I have to be honest with myself and say, I just eat too much. I make bad choices. I have this condition. I want to be better and do better for myself. I need to eat less, and I need to just walk and swim and like start from square one. I need to eat a low carbohydrate diet. I need to quit drinking and eating a bunch of sweets and desserts. I need to eat a bunch of healthy, lower carb, whole foods, meats, a little bit of fat, you know, calorie controlled, get my carbohydrates from lots of good vegetables and berries and things like that. I have the money. I'll hire myself a meal plan service or a chef that can help me and take some of that stress off me and just really buckle down and do it. And she could see huge results, and it could get so much better for her. Like, there is no reason, especially with her resources, just personally, professionally, financially, there is no reason for this woman to sit here and suffer with this. It's like I said, it's sad in a way. But she just can't admit that her weight is such a problem, and that it is, to a large degree, completely in her control to change it. And she's not too far gone with that. This is horrible. This is sad.
And it's really bad, and I am trying to smile through it, and I'm trying to live through it, but I am crying a lot. I'm traveling with my creative partner, John, and I just keep apologizing because I'm so slow and I'm so tired.
Anna, that's like a day in the life of a super morbidly obese person. If you want to be that person who's fast and agile and active, you gotta lose the weight, girlfriend. Now, Anna is tall. I'm not saying this woman ever needs to be a freaking 115-pound waif. But even if she got down to like 225 pounds even, which would probably still be overweight for her height, she would be shocked at the difference. But you can't keep running around, Anna, being 450, 500 freaking pounds.
All the time. And it feels like everything I fought for the last 2 years has just been like ripped out of my hands. And there's new pain that I didn't have when I started my health journey, and I don't understand it, and I can't even predict it, but I've started to have pain in my shoulders and my upper arms.
Anna, your body is so chronically inflamed. You are carrying so much excess weight. There are strains on all of your systems and all of your muscles. You have sleep apnea. You can't lay right. You can't walk right. You can't sit right. Yes, she's in her, late 30s, early 40s. It's getting to the point where her body is not going to be able to deal with the strain of this weight much longer. And things like this are going to start happening. And I don't want to see that. Even the girls I absolutely hate, like Foodie and Amber and stuff like that, I don't wish any of that on them. If they improve themselves and lost weight, I'd be happy for them. And I don't want to see that for Anna. It's just tragic.
And so the whole thing with like not being able to have my dog on my thigh, now I can't lay on my side because this hurts, like this area feels just like so bruised.
Anna, you are in a really, really bad state, girlfriend. I'm not even kidding. Like, Lipedema, yes, is a serious concern, but you've got just other concerns too. You've got to get this weight off, Anna. You can't just keep depending on freaking medicine. Like, I don't know. She may need to consider weight loss surgery at this. She needs to do something to make her actually physically eat less. And like I said, it's a little bit angering because she's got the time, the resources, and the money. She could have a meal service, a bougie meal service with delicious food, or a personal chef and a nutritionist or dietitian, come in and make her meals and cook her meals and teach her things. And stop eating all of these stupid, ridiculous protein snacks and protein junk food just because it's got extra protein in it. It's still shit. You don't need to snack on anything. Have them make you healthy meals that you like, that you enjoy. Lay off the booze, start swimming and walking, and buckle down and do the damn thing, Anna. Like I said, she might need surgery. She might need weight loss surgery. I mean, look at all the money she has, all the glamorous places she goes. But what a sad, unhappy life. And that's unfortunate.
I know surgery is going to help.
It will.
But it all seems really overwhelming right now.
It will help. But it's like really only going to be a temporary solution. Like I said, the fat cannot encapsulate itself and become fibrotic and hard if it's not there. Your body is not going to take muscle tissue and stuff and turn it into this lipedema fat. To my understanding, that's not how it works. It works on fat tissue. Adipose. It's a defect with the adipose cells. So, like that's just the bare bones truth of it.
And I can't help feeling like a failure.
You are a failure, Anna. Like, you're a success in many ways. Like, she has built her brand. She's very successful, in demand. She's successful in that. But when it comes to your diet and your health and your weight and your body, you have failed. But you know what? I have failed my body because I have Lyme disease, and the pain was physically difficult. I didn't change my caloric intake to account for my lack of mobility, and I got depressed, and I said screw it, and I gained a lot of weight. I have failed my body in that sense, and now I'm working to change that. But no change is really going to happen until you admit that, oh, hey, I'm the problem. I did this. I failed, but I can change that, and I can make new successes for myself. Just because you failed or you're a failure now doesn't mean you're doomed to be that way forever. You know what I mean? Like that's not the case at all.
And I know sharing this, I am going to get shredded online. I know that is what so many people are going to do. I remember I watched a video.
But Anna, everything I'm saying is the truth. You know, like people just saying, you're beautiful. It's not your fault. You have nothing to do with this. You do your best. Those are the people that hate you because they're harming you, because they're feeding your delusion, because that's not the truth.
Who this creator was. I just watched someone's reaction because of course I've been trying to figure out what happens when you get surgery. Other people have been diagnosed. I'm curious. I'm acknowledging and accepting this, and it helps.
And yeah, and I think she's right that she should try to get and find as much information as she can about what because it's an invasive procedure, and I think she should be informed. So I'm not going to knock her about that. She should do that.
That's why I'm making this to help somebody else go through that journey, maybe a little bit smoother. But this man made a video where she's like, she doesn't even pronounce the condition wrong. It's lipedema, not lipedema. And all I could think was...
And honestly, medical conditions are pronounced in several different ways based on your region or who taught you, or lipedema. I say lipedema, but it can be pronounced lipedema or lipedema. Just like April Lauren just got a duodenal switch. Some people say duodenal switch. It's like that. I wouldn't give her shit for that, but it can be pronounced either way. So there's enough to criticize her about. Just, we don't need to criticize her for that.
My doctor's only ever said lipedema.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it depends. Like, they will say it differently. I know in my paramedic training, I heard different pronunciations for things based on who was talking.
Asshole man on the internet, you're wrong. And that's what I realized in that moment, was that like everything I say, someone is going to tell me I'm wrong.
That's true. But girl, don't stress about stuff like that, because lipedema, lipedema, tomato, it's the same either freaking way. You have other things to legitimately worry about. Just ignore that.
And I am really grateful that I made the decision to not share this until I was ready, because I don't know if I would have made the decision.
Because she's really in a frail mind, like state of mind, and she can't handle the criticism. And she can't, because she does not interact. If you look at her social media, she puts out her videos, does her thing, and uploads them, and that's it. She doesn't bless you, honey. She doesn't interact with her audience at all. At least no, I've never really seen her do it at all.
I've made, but I ultimately know it's the right decision. I think the hardest thing about all of this, and it's just like when I think about it, it's like
she's really losing it, man.
For the last 2 years, being physically active has become a huge part of my life and my joy.
And if you really love being active that much, Anna, and you want to go do these things and go on these hikes and see all these beautiful places and get the most out of them, how have you not prioritized actually losing weight? How haven't you said, look, I love this. I want to do it more. I want to do it better. I want to be able to move. I need to get this weight off. I need to lose weight. You need to sever your ties with the toxic body positivity community that you have built your house upon, and rebuild from the ground up.
And I fought for that activity. I fought for that movement. And it's like someone has just ripped everything I love just out of my hands and taken it away. And I just want it back. And I'm going to keep fighting to get it back, because I deserve to have joy. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to move in my body freely.
Yes, but Anna, that fight is going to start and primarily be fought in the kitchen. And it's not going to be easy. It sucks. I deal with eating issues, and it can be hard. It really is not. It's simple, but it's not easy. But it can be done. And she's got the money and the means to have the resources, to have the food, the therapy, the treatment, all the things. She's in such a privileged, great position where she could have huge success.
And I don't deserve this pain.
No,
and I think that's the hardest thing, is like, and I'm honestly working through this in therapy, because it's a lot.
And people are going to say, oh, you're just a bitch. You're so mean. I don't wish this pain. I want to see better for her. And I don't want her to be in pain. I don't like seeing people physically in pain. Hell, I was a paramedic. My job was to help people when they were sick. And I don't think that she should have to suffer physically or emotional or mentally. But like, unfortunately, it's like all a result of her choices. But she can make different choices. What happened, happened. She has the ability to change what will happen. You know what I mean? It's like,
but I'm not the problem. The condition is the problem.
No, Anna, see, you're showing this again, and you are the problem. The condition is as severe as it is largely because of your decisions. And that's part of the issue, is there is no accountability. There is no criticism and assessment and evaluation. You are the problem, Anna. Your body is what you've made it, but you can make it better. You can make it more the body you want, because your body is you. So you can be and do better. Jesus.
And that's hard, because like, as a bigger body, you're just gaslit your whole life to feel like you're the problem.
You're not a bigger body. Your body is bigger because of what you put into it. You are not separate from your body. You're not a hermit crab who outsizes its shell and goes and finds a new one. Your body and you are one in the freaking same. If you don't want it big, do the work. And I know it's not easy, and I know it sucks, and I know it's long and hard and miserable, but you can do it. But your body isn't this thing that you have no control over. Jesus. I hate that. That's just fat acceptance rhetoric to the T.
But you're not. You're not the problem.
You are the problem, though, Anna. And as long as you can keep saying that you're not the problem, everybody else is, blah, 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 it's not me, then you're screwed. Because you're never going to take that power back into your own hands and say, I'm the problem, but I can also be the solution. You know what I mean? Like, am I saying it right? Like, she's acting like it's this condition, this scenario that she has no control over, and she has all of the control, all of it.
I think I need to be really honest about the fact that I'm scared.
That's normal. I won't give her shit about that. Surgery's scary. Any type of procedure. That I'm not criticizing her for being scared.
I know that surgery is the right option.
So is weight loss, Anna. It needs to be a more than a surgery.
I'm so afraid that it won't solve the problem.
It won't. Jesus. She's so close to like, so close to being there with like reality. Anna, it will not solve the problem. It will help it to a degree, but it is not going to fully solve your problem. You have got to get your weight under control. You've got to get your diet under control. And oh, by the way, in case I haven't said it enough, you need to get your fucking weight under control. You need to lose weight. Lose another 150 pounds, Anna, at least. 200. Go for 200. 220 would be great, but at least 150 and you would be a lot better off.
That I will put myself through a lot of pain, different type of pain, but pain nonetheless, and a lot of, emotional, I don't want to say trauma because this is traumatic, and it won't be better. I don't feel great going into this, but I don't think anybody does. I don't think anybody goes into surgery being like, yay!
No, but you also have to remember too, they're learning more and more that mental health is super closely related to physical health. And like your serotonin and stuff is, while it's like a mental health chemical in your body, it's produced in the gut. They're calling the gut your second brain. There is such a huge connection, and I'm really learning more about that, and it's like really interesting, and I'm trying to educate myself on it because there is such a connection between your body and your physically and your mind and your mental health. And being obese and morbidly obese and having a really shit diet, even just being thinner but having a really bad shit diet can have really detrimental effects on your mental health. So if she cleans up her diet, gets it really in a good state, and loses weight, not only is it going to be good for her body, it's going to be good for her mind and her mental health.
I think if you live with this condition, you're watching this, you're probably nodding your head and you get it. And I hope for two things. One, I hope that this works. And two, I hope that content like this will help other people.
It is, but it isn't, Anna, because you're making them think like they don't have any other choice. And like I said, surgery will remove some of the tissue. But like, here's the other thing, Anna. Are you going to have a breakdown? Because you're saying that your doctor said that you were like all lipedema fat, that there's no other excess normal fat on you. What are you going to do when you have these surgeries and there's still all this fat and you realize, oh yeah, I still have to lose weight? Like you're setting yourself up for a mental, like nervous breakdown. And if you continue to have tons of excess weight, it will continue to become fibrotic, some of it, and develop into lipedema. Like that's just how it's going to be. We don't know enough about this condition, how to like stop it. So the best way to stop it essentially is to not feed it. Like I said, if there's not fat there to become fibrotic and become lipedema, It's not going to create new fat cells out of nowhere. And it's not going to turn your muscle and stuff into lipedema. So, you know what I mean?
There are so many mixed messages about bodies. I mean, you're damned if you seek treatment, you're damned if you don't. And I'll say this, and this is controversial, and I don't even freaking care anymore. If I'm controversial, it's fine. But on one hand, people are telling you it is all your fault, and you are the problem, and you are making choices.
It's not all her fault that she has lipedema. Like, she didn't cause herself to have lipedema. Like, some women just get it, but she is the reason it's as bad as it is. But like I said, she's also the solution that she can fix it and make it much better than what she is right now.
That led you to this. And on the other hand,
it's eating, Anna. It's eating. It did. It led you to this.
You have a community of people who are telling you you were just meant to be big. Don't do anything about it.
And like I said earlier, when you showed this clip earlier, those people are the evil people that are doing you disservice and they hate you. And you shouldn't listen to those people.
And guess what? Both of those are wrong. So I would say to anyone, if you feel like you are trapped in your body, and this isn't about aesthetics, this isn't about looking cute or being in clothes, but it's okay to pursue changes in your body for those reasons. But
yeah, it is. And I just can't believe that we have to like apologize and say, oh, I want to lose weight and stuff. Oh, not because I don't like how I look and not because I don't want to look like you. Screw that. I'm sorry. If I don't want to look like you, I don't want to look like you. And that's my prerogative. If it insults you, sorry, but take a look at why it insults you. We're allowed to want to look however we want.
I am talking about a very different feeling when you feel like your body is fighting you.
And her body, make no bones about it, is an absolute prison. I imagine it really is.
See somebody about it. And don't just see like a random person on the internet. Like, go see a doctor.
And not a haze doctor, okay? A real doctor.
My only regret at this point, especially after getting everyone kind of telling me that, I'm stage 4, which is like the worst.
Yeah, that's sad.
And also it seems like, and again, we don't know for sure because it's just so many unknowns at this point, but it seems like I'm producing lipidemic cells faster than I'm burning like healthy fat cells, which is part of the reason I stopped losing weight.
That's not the only, Anna, that's not the only reason you stopped losing weight. Come on now.
I'm just mad I didn't do this sooner. And a lot of the reason I didn't do it sooner is because and this is so hard to say, I was scared of the optics because I wanted to believe I could do it myself. And it felt like pursuing surgery, pursuing medical treatment was me being a failure.
And you're not in that sense. Like, there is no shame in asking for help or saying, like, I need a procedure to fix something. That's, like, she shouldn't beat herself up about that at all. But, like, if she was really, truly feeling this way, why didn't she kick her own ass about the food and the diet? That shows you just how deep the delusion is. And that's how deep the problem with food is. You know what I mean? That's like and it's a legitimate problem.
And that is just simply not it. I am still working through that mental hurdle, but I need to say that because I think it's really important for people to hear. You are not a failure if you seek treatment.
No, not at all. Not at all. Anybody who does anything, whether it's a procedure or medicine or diet or, whatever they need to do to improve themselves and help something, there's no shame in that. Don't have shame in that. And if people shame you for that, that's bad. Like, I will never give her crap for taking the medicine. I give her crap for not being honest about disclosing it clearly. But if she needs the medicine, take the medicine. If you need a procedure, get the procedure. If you need surgery, get surgery. Anything you're going to do to help yourself, you shouldn't feel bad about.
You are not a failure if you accept your condition. You are not a failure if you want to stop the pain. No. You cannot, especially if you're in the later stages like I am.
Yeah, because this is no way to live. I mean, not at all.
Just magically eat well and exercise it away. I am living.
Yeah. Okay, see, this is where I'm pissed. You can't just magically eat well and exercise lipedema away, but you can help it and you can prevent it from turning into stage 4. You can prevent it from getting from like progressing to that degree of a state. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to do its thing to a certain degree, but you do have some control over it. And it is a lot of work, and it's hard, and it takes time, and it's tough, and it sucks. But there are women out there that do it, and they prove that it can, in fact, be done.
Being proof of that. I think there are some very special people where that works, and that's why it's not a...
No, they're not special. It doesn't work because they're special. It works because they put their nose to the grindstone and do the damn thing day in and day out for years. And they make that decision to have that resolve because they don't want to be a slave to this condition. But you don't have the discipline or the will to do that, Anna. You can find it, but those women aren't just lucky. Or, I mean, they do the work.
A cut and dry line, but I know for me and my body, I have done everything right, and I have to...
No, you haven't, Anna. No, you haven't. And being delusional like this is what's going to fuck you up. It's going to continue to do it. She really thinks that, and she hasn't.
I have to take solace in that I've done everything I possibly could do on my own.
You haven't, Anna. You haven't. And this is what makes me mad about her. I do have a lot of sympathy for her, but she has not done everything at the basic level. She hasn't.
And it's not worked. It's done what it can do, and then it just stopped.
Nope. And that's a lie. And see, that's what people are going to hear, and they're going to get the wrong impression. She's being disingenuous and dishonest here with this part because she hasn't done that. She knows that's why she's having this look and this hesitation. She knows deep down in her heart of hearts that she has not done everything, but she has to try to portray that. This whole lipedema situation and the problems with the walking and all that, this is just... It's a big, bad, mean dose of reality hitting her hard. Is she going to say anything else?
I'm emotionally overwhelmed. I'm trying to keep it together. I've tried to film this like 8 times, and I don't know if I've gotten the words right, but I think at this point it doesn't matter if I've gotten the words right. If you accept me and what's in my heart, that's great. And if you don't, I wish you a good day and goodbye.
Okay, well, I'm going to end it here. She's probably just going to rehash stuff. What this whole video has showed me is that at the end of the day, when all is said and done, what it all comes down to is that Anna is still not willing to accept that she has not made the changes she truly needs to make to the degree she needs to make them. And she is not accepting of reality that she has not lost enough weight. She's not changing her diet enough, that she hasn't done the work, and she continues to not want to ultimately make those changes and do that work to lose the weight she needs to lose. And that's just it's gonna end up biting her in the long run. It's sad, it's tragic. I do hope the surgery goes well for her. I hope it helps her with her pain and her mobility. But at the end of the day, she needs to lose weight and clean up her diet and make actual, real, major, long-term lifestyle changes. And like I said, it's not going to be easy. It'll suck. She's going to have to really have a lot of self-restraint and self-discipline, but it can be done. So this video just shows me that she is still really, really wrapped up in her delusion, and it's kind of sad. But anyways, let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, comment, do all the YouTube things. We'll just have to watch this and see how it goes. I feel bad that she's suffering and she's in pain and she's having a hard time, but ultimately, what can you do when somebody just refuses to to look at reality and make the changes that they really need to do. Like, the power to change and help herself is right within her own grasp, and she refuses to reach out and take it. So there's really not much anybody else can do for her. But we'll keep an eye on this. We will watch. I hope you like the video. I will get this edited and uploaded, and I will see y'all in the next video. Have a good one.